Okay.
Ready?
Oh yeah, set it. Count it down.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, ha!
All right.
What's up?
See what happened? It's all fun and games.
So
now look what you done did. You done broke the mic. Listen, the last time we did this, man, I let you do the intro because I didn't want to mess up your intro. And last time, y'all, just so y'all understand, I was asking him just as a quality control issue for Cipher. Is everything okay? Are we vibing correctly when we do this? He said, well, sometimes you be messing up my intro. So I let him do what he got to do. You see what happened when I let him do his own intro? He breaking stuff.
No, what I meant intro. What I meant was like sometimes you be stepping like when I'm trying to introduce like the product. Because like sometimes, okay, what I try to do is like I would be like, okay, we're going to talk about this group from Detroit and blah 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 blah. And you'd be like, we're talking about the roots. So we're talking about this, that, the other thing. I'd be like, man, I was trying to set it up. So so the big build up for whoever we're talking about. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I mean, we the Cipher crew. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. All day. You know what I'm saying? Shout it out when we count it off. Oh yeah, all day.
Okay,
that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, a little bit of miscommunication, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? You my man though. What's up, yo? Welcome to a little thing that we call the Cipher. I am your man, Marcus the Kid Warren, and
what's going on, y'all?
Is my man Muff. How you doing today, sir?
Doing well today, man. What we here for?
We here to talk about some hip hop, sir.
All right.
We're here to talk about some hip hop, some other stuff. Whatever comes to my little brain.
Hey, before we get into what we're going to do a CD review today. But before we get into that,
what's up, sir?
What's going on for next week? What are we doing next week and make it official? What's going on next week?
Officially, we are going to have the coveted Cipher Awards, son.
The Cipher.
They are coming. They are coming, son. A lot of people out there have been saying, oh, what's going on with the Cipher Awards? You guys forget about the Cipher Awards. We did not forget about the Cipher Awards. And again, thank you for everybody out there who's been giving us a lot of love. Right. clbTV, thank you very much. Curtis Black, thank you for everybody out there. And if they want to get a hold of us, don't forget, you can always hit us up on our email, which is kidandmuff44@gmail.com. They can also hit us up on Facebook. We are the Cipher Crew.
Yep, and just so you know, the winner's going to be getting the coveted backpack. Is that
yes,
right?
Sir. The coveted backpack.
The winners will be receiving their symbolic backpack. So if you want a Cipher, don't be calling me up talking about where my backpack at. Buy your own JanSport.
Yes, sir.
You know what we're trying to do. We're trying to just show y'all some love and give you our opinion of what we think is dope.
Yes, sir.
That's all it is. But at the end of the day, we love to get shine to a lot of the hip hop that normally would not get shine because what's going on the videos, all up on the videos,
all up in the videos.
At any rate,
I wonder if anybody hit us up. Let us know if you know where that reference is. That is so funny, bro. All up in the videos.
All up in the videos.
That is so.
Come to Death Row. Come to the Cipher.
Come to the Cipher. Come to the Cipher. If you tired of the executive,
Suge was that dude. You know what I mean? Because you gotta understand when this happened, that was golden age. You know what I mean? Right. Hip hop was so diverse back then.
Yeah.
You had your East Coast banging over here with the Wu-Tang thing going on strong on the East Coast.
Yep.
The West Coast was that strong. What was Pac and WC, Mac 10.
Oh my God, Mac 10.
Well, Common called
West Side Connection.
Common called Whack 10. They got Mac.
Oh wow,
which is hilarious.
Yeah, Whack 10.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yes, sir.
What else is going? Biggie, of course.
Of course.
So it was this great big thing, but I don't want to go to East Coast, West Coast, all the business. Anyways, what are we reviewing today?
We are reviewing my man, Kev Brown. Yeah, this new project, a great concept, I thought. You know what I'm saying? You hit me to it. I guess he produced a bunch of beats using strictly Al Green samples.
Well, yeah, and that's great. See, I love when a lot of hip hop producers do this because it's happened on a couple of things. Number one, one of the earliest guys that I remember doing this was in the mid 2000s, 2000 decade, first 10 years. Oh No, who was Madlib's little brother, did it using the Gout McDermott catalog. The Gout McDermott was like this. He did the music for hair, the Age of Aquarius. And what made him unique, this is going back to some 60s stuff, and a lot of y'all might not even care, but I'll say it anyway. What he did, what Gout McDermott would do is he would take that Broadway musical stuff, but then inject some of that R&B into it. So that's why the Age of Aquarius, even though it was real Broadway-ish, it still had a little funk to it. Just not to digress. At any rate, Madlib's little brother Oh No, that's his name, Oh No, was able to have carte blanche with his catalog, called McDermott's, and if you ever get it, it's awesome. It's Exodus into Unexpected Rhythms, I think is the name of the title.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
And it's one of my favorite albums. It really is.
What was that title one more time?
Okay.
Just so I can...
Exodus into Unexpected Rhythms, I believe.
Okay.
I may be off by a word or two. Correct me on that. But that's where I remember the title being.
Okay.
At any rate, also I believe Kev Brown with the MC Elemento made Selective Hearing, where they actually did a lot of James Brown samples on that joint.
Okay.
And if a lot of you guys who might have downloaded the first Cipher mixtape, I used one of those songs off of the Selective Hearing album with Elemento and Kev Brown on there. Now, back to Kev Brown.
Kev Brown.
Kev Brown is one of my funkiest. I love Kev Brown. I'm going to tell you one thing about Kev Brown. Kev Brown is probably like a... How can I put this? Kev Brown is like... He reminds me of Madlib in this way.
Really?
If you listen to it, and I'm going to tell you what I mean by it. Not that they sound the same, but sometimes it might take you a verse even to catch the beat of it. That's what Kev Brown does. Not so well. Maybe it's a little bit on this album, a little bit of that on this album. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But a lot of earlier Kev Brown work, you know, Always was in one of the songs that actually Knife Wonder wound up remixing that thing, made it flow a little bit better. But at any rate, Kev Brown has the type of music that you have to listen to it for a minute before you actually catch the beat. By the time this dude's like, 8 or 9 bars in before you really catch it, what makes it dope in a way. Low budget entertainment.
Yes, sir.
He's the kind of guy Kev Brown is that'll let you know I'm using this 4-track over here, mixing it down with limited resources to make this funky beat. What's up with that? You know what I mean? And he makes it funky still. Also, what I like about Kev Brown, I love the way he rhymes over his beat. He's an MC producer type.
Right.
Now, Al Green. Getting to the Al Green stuff, got the Al Green catalog going on right here. He uses some familiar samples and kind of flips it in his own unique way.
Right.
I found on this album, though, for the most part, that the production style of Kev Brown isn't as pronounced, if you will, as, say, his first solo album, I Do What I Do.
Right.
Now, and that's another thing, too. Kev Brown, first official solo album is I Do What I Do. That album is bananas, off the chain. Came out, I want to say, around 2004-ish, give or take. It's dope, man. Crazy. But this is a little bit of a, because you're limited by the catalog, so you're going to use a lot of those Al Green samples. Well, go ahead. Before I go any further, where do you stand on it?
Well, I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Okay.
I mean, it's like, for me, it was like a little bit, but at the same time, after listening to it, you have to say, well, he's limiting himself to Al Green's catalog. Or, I mean, the Project Alexander.
Yeah, because you have to listen. Not to cut you off, and I'll let you finish here, but that's the context of the album. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, but anyway, if this was just Mr. Joe Blow producer, I'd say, well, yeah, great. This is an awesomely produced album, and it is tight. Don't get me wrong, but this is Kev Brown, and like you said, I mean, Kev Brown is an excellent producer. This is like Dr. Dre producing something that that would sound like, I don't know, some like Joe Blow produced it. But yeah, I also have to keep into account that this is something that he is using a very, very limited sample selection, and so therefore it comes off a little bit limited, especially from a very talented producer like Kev Brown.
Yeah, but that said, I thought he flipped some of those familiar samples, man. The one joint was 360. And actually 360 was actually used on Wu-Tang actually used that. I want to say it might have been Ghostface's album. That sample. But anyways, they just rhyming over it, and it just sounds dope. Sometimes there's some old soul samples that you could use in general, where if you just rhyme over, you ain't got to change nothing. Ghostface does that a lot.
Right.
I mean, you just rhyming over it. You know what I mean? Singing and all. In fact, I don't want to go into it, but I listened to this other cat who took the BT Express, that BT Express, that it's like this old 70s song.
How's it go?
He trying to play me, y'all. He goes, "Here come Express." Doom, 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 doom. It's anyways. I ain't studying it. Still dope though. They rhyming over it all the way through. Horns, the whole nine. Rhyming over it. So anyways, I love when rappers do that. Another joint that stood out for me was We Getting On, and also rapping itself. I think there's a video for rapping. That's how I first got hip to it. I'm looking at the video, and I posted it to our our Facebook page. It just laced it, man. I love hip hop. I mean, these guys are just going here, you know, get the sample going and just keeping it, you know, keeping it straight hip hop.
Right.
I mean, where you at on it?
Well, like I said, like the beats were for me, but being that there was a Kev Brown, just because I was expecting to be blown out of the water. But there was one song on there, which I do believe was called "Songs," and I mean he takes that "Love and Happiness" sample and he flips it to the way that I've never heard it being flipped before.
Yeah, that's the strength, right? He'll take some of these samples that you've been used a million times, but flipping it is what makes it unique. And that's what makes hip-hop unique.
Right. Taking
something that I've heard today, ain't nothing but such. No, it ain't. The secret is how you flip it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not everybody can do it. Kev Brown does a great job of flipping samples. Pete Rock does that. He's a great sample flipper. You know, obviously Premier. These guys take samples and they flip them.
Right.
You know, not every producer who's great are big sample users. Dr. Dre doesn't really sample. He plays like he just original. But we were talking that the one song, I think it was Songs that you're talking about, the song that you're talking about, that same guitar lift is actually used by Dr. Dre on Let Me Blow Your Mind that he produced for Eve and What's the Fun. You know what I'm saying? You can hear it. I mean, it is what it is. But I thought it was what now. How about the MC? Tell me about Kaimbr. Where you at on the MC himself, man?
Well,
Kaimbr.
MC-wise in this project, I loved it. Okay, this is like almost Hip Hop 101 when it came to the lyrics.
Okay.
Now, this is the kind of album. The thing that I loved about this album is because, I mean, beat-wise, it kept me here. It didn't move. It didn't go anywhere. So that way, it was like it left me a little bit wanting. But the MCs on this album are very, very tight. And it's like I said, it was just like Hip Hop 101. Didn't go anywhere. Wasn't too flashy. It was just straight raw. That's the only way that I can describe it.
I thought dude was raw, straight up. I mean, that's one thing I did like about it. You know, and I thought you love it because of the, I know you.
Oh yeah, that's why I do love it. Yeah, I mean, I love it because it was just straight at you.
Guys going in.
Right. It was just straight raw. Now this is the kind of album that you can just put out. Like if you're at a party, just hanging out, chilling.
You let it go.
Just let it go. Just let it run. I mean, it's not gonna make you say, "Oh my God, listen to this track," because every track is pretty much here. You know, it just keeps you here. And that's not here, just keeps you here.
Yeah, here's the thing too, and this is something I think we're gonna have a little bit more. I'm not gonna say debate. Maybe it might be a debate. Who knows? But the consistency of your beats on your hip hop album. This is where it's gonna be a problem.
Okay.
For us, I think. When we do our Ciphers next week, we're doing our majors. We already talked about what our albums of the year nominees are. Some of those nominees, there's some great albums that don't play evenly. There's some albums that we have nominated that play very evenly, but might not wind up being the album of the year.
Okay.
You know, so I think what it is. I'm more partial to albums that play evenly, as opposed to like you got this banging song here, but now you got this okay song here. Now you're doing it, you know, all over the volatility in beats. I'm not for that. I want to see you know.
Well, you know, I mean, we are going to differ in that. I mean, and some groups are great at that. Like we talked about the Roots. I mean, listen to a Roots album. A Roots album is going to be brilliant, but it's just going to keep you here, and that's one of the great things about the Roots. But for a great album, I like to hear. I want to be taken on a little bit of a roller coaster ride. I mean, I want everything. I mean, bring me back here. Bring me back here to just great 101 hip hop. But I want a track to just punch me square in the face, and then bring me down here a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Bring me down to a point. Don't be whack. But I mean, bring me down to a point where, you know, it's like, well, make the beat a little softer. Give me different textures. Give me different thought patterns. Give me a little something. You know what I'm saying? But give me different subjects. Give me a little something different. You know what I'm saying? But obviously that we're not going to see eye to eye on that. And that's fine.
No, that's okay. Then it doesn't mean you're wrong. Well, it does mean you're wrong. No, seriously, it doesn't mean you're wrong. This is our taste. You know, like I said, I always go back to Tribe. Tribe albums, for the most part, play like that. Actually, if you look at Tribe albums, of all those albums, the first two albums, People's Instinctive Travels and Passive Rhythm and Low End Theory, they play evenly like that. But Midnight Marauders kind of play like this a little bit, but it's still dope. In fact, that might be their best album, arguably. All three were classics, but that might be considered by many to be their best album. Because they had the one song that punched you in the face, which is a War Tour. War Tour punches you in the face, but then you going on that ride, and you got Suck a Nigga here, and you got Clap Your Hands there, you got Midnight here. So yeah, that does take you. In fact, now that I think about it, and because you mentioned it, Midnight Marauders just take you on that journey. That's the one album that literally will take you on a journey. That album, as far as hip hop is concerned. Dre's albums play like that. The Chronic does that. That takes you all over the place. Jay-Z albums don't do that except for Reasonable Doubt. Reasonable Doubt plays evenly. Jay-Z albums have you all over the place. And I think sometimes his product suffers as a result of that. It can go either way. Another Album of the Year nominee, not to let the cat out the bag, Rick Ross. Rick Ross's album, even though it plays relatively evenly, Rick Ross's albums, it ain't here evenly, it's up here evenly, because it's all dope. It's like, it's very, very funky. So, I guess that's kind of more of a taste in what you look for in your best albums, not to digress too much on that, but at any rate, because this album, what's the title of the album? Alexander Green. Alexander Green, which I think is a little bit of a double entendre. Yeah, they're talking about, Al Green, but y'all know they're talking about Green too. Okay, so they talking about that stuff. Now we're not promoting. Now I'm just telling you what it is. What they talking right there. That said, though, I thought it played evenly. I think it's a very good listen. You could play it all the way through from a hip-hop perspective. I thought the MCs laced it just the right way. You know what I'm saying?
I do agree.
And with that said, I mean, if I was to rate this thing, I'd give it 3.5 stars.
You know what? I would give it around a 3.
Okay.
Around a 3.
Okay.
But definitely a solid project. I would definitely check it out.
You talked into 3.5. The right person said the right thing.
Maybe. I thought it was lyrically tight, but I mean, it was just a little limited. But definitely just something I would definitely check out. Something you can play all the way through. Hey, your crib might even like it. Your parents, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But definitely give it a listen. Kev Brown, Alexander Green. Kev Brown. Don't forget, Cipher Awards coming very soon. Don't forget to hit us up on our email, which is kidandmuff44@gmail.com. Don't forget to hit us up on Facebook. We are the Cipher Crew. And don't forget to check out Kev Brown, Alexander Green. And why? Because the Cipher said so, son.
We done told y'all.
Peace.
Later.